Y'all, it's the same day as the other day when I fixed the corn, but I fixed to fix the next dish that we're gonna have for supper, and I had to put on an apron because when I hook things together, I don't know what's what. We're gonna do our squash now. We're gonna have stewed squash. So here's how you do a stewed squash. I'll look down in the sink a little so you can see what I'm doing. First of all, you're gonna wash it good. Real good, and cut off the end of it right there, and just a little bit right there, not much. And we're gonna put it, I like to cook mine in a stainless steel pan because squash are light colored, so there's some things I don't cook in iron, and one of them is, well, there's three things: tomatoes, corn, like cream corn, and squash, because they'll be turned kind of gray colored. Anyway, I just do mine like this, and then I just cut them real quickly in circles like that. And we're gonna put an onion over it. We're gonna put a top on it for a while, and a little butter or either a little bacon grease, and let it stew down. And that's what you call stewed squash, and they're so good like that. They're tender and delicious. Squash are one of the easiest things to grow. Y'all could do this in, let's get over here. Well, no, I gotta stay here. I'll do it, turn it this way where you can see what I'm doing. There you go. Squash are so easy to grow that y'all could grow some in your flower pots. Put your squash or two seeds in your flower pots, and you can grow them like that. My little tomatoes are growing. That's all I planted food-wise. I planted some tomatoes. Y'all like squash? My children love it, and I do too. You don't, when you're cooking stewed squash, you do not need to put any water in this pan. If it's real big like this, you need to cut it in half before you do your circles. Oh, and let me tell you this, because I found out that some people don't know. You do not want to get that real dark yellow squash. You want to get the ones that are light yellow. The older the squash is, the yellower it will be, and the harder it will be. So don't pick out the ones that are real yellow. Pick out these light, tender-looking ones like that, okay? Because those others, I have cooked them when they're awful. You don't peel the squash. You don't peel them. You just cook them just like this. Now, if you got those big old yellow squash, and you pick the ones that were too hard, you probably are going to have to peel them. And then they won't be good anyway. These will not be in circles when we get through. They're going to be stewed down and just fall apart. And they're so good for you. I really like green beans with mine. But I already had these asparagus, so I said I need to cook them. I don't want them to go bad. Got some wind coming up outside. But I can tell you, it's not a cold wind. It's hot out there today. I didn't work out in the yard today because I had to cook at the Cottle House, and I cooked over there. Then I went out to eat with my girlfriends. This was our fun bunch day. We went out on, we go out on Tuesday to different restaurants. Today we went to a Mexican restaurant. It was real good. And so Mary Lynn Stone was sitting across the table from me. And I wanted a fajita, and she said, and I asked her if she just wanted to go in with me, and we just get one order, and we'd split it. She said, yes, that's exactly what I want to do. So they brought us an extra plate, and we split a fajita. And it was delicious, and it was plenty for us, plenty. you know, sometimes I'd rather split something with somebody than do a take-home plate. Because I really don't want to take them home. They're just never as good. Your leftovers from restaurants are never as good as when you're there. So here you go. I've got all my squash in here. Now here's what you do next. When you're doing squash. We're also going to, where's my other knife? Let me see right here, y'all. Here it is. We're also going to salt and pepper our squash. And the salt will draw out this water that's in it. And when the salt draws out the water that's in it, that's why you don't need a lot of water in it. Put you a big onion in it, at least one big onion. That's all you need. And it's going to cook up also in there. I'm going to eat a bunch of this tonight, I can tell you. I don't even need the chicken. I just got it because of the kids. I don't really even want it. I'd rather just eat the corn and the squash and asparagus. I don't even want the chicken. All right, here we go. I'm going to cut this up, and it doesn't have to be real tiny. Just kind of just cut some circles. Okay, there's half of it. But as long as summer's here, I'm going to eat just as many vegetables as I can. Because winter's coming when all you'll have is meat and potatoes and rice. Unless you put something up. And I'm not going to put anything up. I don't have a garden. All right, here we go. That's how you do it right there. And all we're going to do is salt and pepper it. And we are going to put a top on it and turn it on low. And it won't be long that it will be nice and tender. And when it does, I like to take the top off of mine and let it stew down a little bit. That's what they call it, stew squash. That's all you do, y'all. And it's so easy and good. And I know your mama used to do it the same way. I know she did. My mama did too. All right, let's get our top. Put a little grease on it. I don't have any bacon grease today, so I will use some butter. You really don't have to have much of anything on it. I'll just put 2 little pats on there. All right, that's it. I'm gonna put it on my eye. Turn it on kind of low and let her start getting soft and steamy. All right, that's the second thing I'm going to do. Yesterday, I showed y'all yesterday the corn. Today I'm showing you the squash. And in a little bit, I'm going to show you the asparagus. Well, tomorrow. Okay, bye-bye. Love y'all. Grow your squash in your flower pots. Put you some seeds out. Hey, I want y'all to look at this. It's been on about maybe 7 minutes, something like that. And you see how wet it looks? And those onions are getting tender. And the juices are coming out of the squash. And I didn't put any water in there. But when you first turn it on, you got to do it really slow. I've got mine on 3. Which is low, and you've got to have a good top on it. And don't be in a hurry. Don't be in a hurry. Just put it on low and let it do its thing. Over here with me a minute. Got my table set, and I want to thank my follower that sent me these cute napkins. They're solid cotton too. They wash up real good. I've used them 3 times already. And that is an old tablecloth that I got at an antique store. I have no idea who did all that little tiny work on it, but isn't it beautiful? Look at that. It's not very big, so what I did is I've got a yellow checkered tablecloth that I've got under it and got that tablecloth on top. Then on my Fiesta ware, I used the ones that were light colored instead of dark today. That's kind of a peach. And I put a yellow right here. I put 2 greens right there, but they're the light green. And then I put a dark one. Banks isn't going to be here tonight for supper. She's got dance. So I'll just cook for the 5 of us. Okay, y'all, I'm going to make some asparagus. I bought some pretty asparagus. See there? What I'm doing right now, I've already cut the ends off of this. You know how those ends, they'll be hard. So what I do is I just trim off some of those ends. And what I can eat raw on the ends, I'm going to eat them. But if I can't eat them, if they're too bad, I won't. But what you do is you take your asparagus and just cut off. See how that end part's kind of hard? But it makes real good broth if you want to do that. It makes real good broth. I'm going to cook them in my broiler pan, and I'm going to cook them in the oven just till they get kind of sort of, I got to wash all those, re-wash them. Just roll it off my counter here. Some of them are real hard. Let me see if I can get it off. I do love asparagus, but I've not had any luck with growing it. Let me get this up off the floor. I am certainly not wasting this. Look at that. That's a whole handful. Okay. I need to cut a little bit more off of that one. All right. Let me get me another little bit right here. This is 3 bundles of this stuff. They had it on special, though. Most of the time it's real high. But it was not. And I thought, I better buy that while it's buyable. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put some of this in my roaster pan because I'm running out of space. We're just going to kind of pick it up and eat it. I'm going to put some seasoning on top. I hadn't decided what. I might cut up an onion and just lay it on the top like in big circles just to get that good flavor. I might put some garlic on it or something like that. And I know that I'm going to lay some bacon across it. That's for sure. I'm going to lay some bacon across it. One of y'all wrote in one day and said that asparagus grows wild beside the roads where you live. And I am thinking, oh, how lucky they are. Because we have to pay so much for it. And we don't get to have it often because it's so expensive. What I'm cutting up, I looked a while ago, one of them came from America and the other one came from Peru. I bought them at 2 different times. All right, there we go. Now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate these, kind of lay them out. Do y'all ever use this pan that comes in your oven? It is so nice for such as this. I use mine a lot. I use it, the other part on it when I'm making meatloaf. Okay. I'm going to do like that. Kind of spread it out. I will kind of turn them too as we go. We'll put a little salt on everybody. mix it up there. I'm not going to put any oil on it because I'm going to put bacon on it. And let that bacon cook down in there. And also, I'm going to do 5 pieces. That means everybody gets 1 piece of bacon. Everybody can have 1 piece of bacon. I tell you what I think would be good on here because I love brown sugar on bacon. So I think I'll put just a little bit of brown sugar on it. I think that will be a good flavor. Let me get me a spoon out, get it out. That much would be fine. That's probably a 1/8 of a cup or something like that. What a good supper we're going to have tonight. All right, that's ready to pop in the oven. I'll probably cook it on about maybe 375 or something like that. And all I'm going to do, when that bacon gets brown and crispy, then those asparagus will be ready because you can overcook them quickly. And these little ends right here, some of them are tender enough for me to just eat. So I'll eat them. If I get one that's too hard, I'll just throw it away. I'll talk to you a little bit when we get these out of the oven. Hey, y'all, I wanted you to look at the moisture that's on the top of the lid. And remember, we didn't put any water in it. See all that moisture coming up? Every now and then, just go over there and stir it. And it's beginning to stew down. It's beginning to stew down. They're already getting tender. But they're not anywhere ready. I just wanted you to see that. Okay, y'all, I want you to kind of see. All right, you see there's liquid in the bottom. You know, we put a little butter in there, a couple of nice pats of butter. Or you could put bacon grease. I love bacon grease in mine. And then what I do is I take my spoon and I just kind of do like this around and kind of chop it up some. You know, it's real tender. And that onion to get mixed in there with it. And then in a little bit, I'm going to take the top off and let it sure enough cook down. And sometimes squash has a lot of sugar in it. So when it cooks down and that liquid gets out of it, there will be a brown crusty that kind of happens on the bottom of your pan. And if you'll just kind of scrape it like this, that crusty part is good. But anyway, it's not quite ready yet. I'm going to taste it in a minute, just see if I got enough salt on it. And be a good thing. I can't wait to eat them. I'm going to put the top back on it now. Let it just sit a little bit. I'm in there in the den, sitting on the couch while this is cooking, looking at a book of roses. That one that we put in the giveaway basket. I've got one of them, and it's so good. It's a pretty book. All right, I'll be back in a little bit. Y'all, the squash is ready, look. All right, you see that black on the bottom? That's how it's supposed to be. In other words, they've cooked down, they've stewed down. And that stuff that's on the bottom right there is sugar residue from the squash. So I'm going to stir it around in that a little bit, then I'm going to pour it up in a bowl.